What made every girl at the party suddenly leave when they realized I was wearing the same foundation shade? So I'm getting ready for Emma's birthday party. I grabbed my new Fenty foundation that I'd been saving for a special occasion. The shade was called Honey Creme, and it matched my skin perfectly. I spent like an hour blending it, making sure everything looked flawless. This foundation cost me 2 weeks of babysitting money, but I figured it was worth it for such a big party. When I walked into Emma's house, everything seemed normal at first. The usual crowd was there, music was playing, and people were taking those typical mirror selfies by the kitchen. But then something weird started happening. One by one, I noticed girls going to the bathroom and coming back looking really upset. First it was Katie, then Megan, then even Emma herself. I couldn't figure out what was going on until I overheard Ashley whispering to her friend by the snack table. She kept glancing at me and saying something about foundation shades. That's when it hit me. I pulled out my phone and turned on the front camera to check my makeup. Everything looked fine to me, but then I noticed something strange. Under the party lighting, my foundation looked completely different than it did in my bedroom mirror. Instead of the warm honey color I thought I was wearing, it looked almost gray and ashy. But that still didn't explain why everyone was acting so weird around me. Then Brianna walked up to me with this really concerned look on her face. She pulled me aside and whispered that maybe I should go touch up my makeup in the bathroom. I was confused but followed her anyway. When we got to the bathroom, she closed the door and locked it. That's when she told me the truth that made my stomach drop. Apparently, there had been this whole group chat going around school for weeks. Some of the popular girls had been making fun of different people's appearances, including mine. They had specifically been mocking my skin tone and saying I probably couldn't afford good makeup. One girl, Jessica, had even bet that I would show up to the party wearing cheap foundation that didn't match. But here's where it gets really messed up. Jessica had somehow found out exactly what shade of foundation I bought. She'd seen me at Sephora the week before and watched me get color matched. So she went and bought the exact same shade, even though it looked terrible on her pale skin. Her plan was to show up wearing it as some kind of joke, like she was making fun of me. The problem was, when Jessica arrived at the party wearing the same foundation shade, it became obvious to everyone what she had been planning. The foundation looked absolutely horrible on her because it was way too dark, and everyone could tell she was trying to mock someone. When they saw me walk in wearing the same shade, but looking natural and beautiful, they all realized what Jessica had been trying to do. The girls weren't leaving because of me. They were leaving because they were embarrassed to be associated with Jessica's cruel plan. Some of them had been part of that group chat, and now they felt guilty seeing me in person. Others were just disgusted by the whole situation and didn't want to be around Jessica anymore. Brianna showed me screenshots of messages where Jessica had been planning this whole thing. She'd been telling people she was going to humiliate me by proving I didn't know how to pick the right makeup. But instead, she ended up humiliating herself because everyone could see how petty and mean she was being. When we came out of the bathroom, Jessica was standing by herself near the punch bowl. Her foundation was literally streaking down her face because she'd been sweating from nervousness. Emma walked over to her and told her she needed to leave. Not because of the foundation thing, but because Emma had found out about the group chat and didn't want someone that cruel at her party. Jessica tried to deny everything, but too many people had seen the messages by then. She grabbed her purse and left, but not before trying to claim that I had copied her makeup look. Nobody believed her because it was obvious the shade actually matched my skin tone, while hers looked like she'd painted her face with mud.